Hey everyone, it's your host Cyber Gaming Studios and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be showing you how to disassemble a original fat PS4. This isn't the slim model, this isn't the launch model, this is the last fat model before the slim model, so it should work the same way as the launch model up to the last fat model. I have no idea how to disassemble a slim model, so please don't take this for this tutorial guide for the slim model. Make sure you search up YouTube for a slim model for your PS4. So what you're going to need for this project is you're going to need some tools. These tools are used for it's a multi-purpose tool, so you can basically it has different nubs, etc, etc. For this project, I'm also going to be soldering a wire. You don't have to do this to your PS4. This reason I'm doing this for this PS4 is simply because it has a flaw with connectivity issues, and that's something I'm here going to fix today. Hopefully it fixes the issues. So if you're going to be doing this, what you're going to also need is you're going to need solder. And you're also going to need a nice hot soldering iron. I have it already preheated already, so it'll be ready by the time I'm already going to begin using it. And I don't have flux, unfortunately, but hey, we're going to be doing our best. So the first thing to disassemble, you want to first just take off the first cover. It slides off like this. You might have to apply a pressure on this side because there is little clips where it holds on to. You may have to remove this. Once you actually remove this, you put it to the side. Ensure that you are aware of where you put it, because sometimes you can forget where it is. So I would use this as well as your tray, if you can, for your screw tray. You don't really necessarily need the big part because this comes, will come in last. The next part is we're gonna have to remove this little section right here. But before we do, we need to remove the hard drive, because your hard drive is the brain of your PS4, not the second brain of your PS4. If this gets damaged at any point, say goodbye to playing your PS4. Your PS4 won't be damaged, it's just you won't be able to play your games and all your data will be lost. So what you're going to need to do is we're going to take our screw. We're going to need a, what is this? A 03 nub, which you can see here. It looks just like this. I hope everything's focused. I have everything wide angled, so you guys can see the whole thing. You're gonna have to unscrew this little screw right here. It looks like a screw like here. And yeah, so once you have unscrewed, all you gotta do is push out. This may be different for your PS4, but it may be in the same direction. Make sure you put this in a very safe place, because this can be very fragile if you have a regular hard drive, because even the slightest bump like this can damage. This is an SSD, so even if I did this, it won't do anything to it. So once we do that, there are going to be, as well, for remove this part, there are going to be two screws, one right here and one right here, depending on your model. Most of the time they're right here and right here. Unfortunately, I don't have one right here, simply because the threading in this port, in this hole, is no longer available. Every time I do it, it doesn't stick through, so it's just going to stick out, and so I just left the one in. To do this, you will need to put this one back, because you will probably need this again. So keep that onto the side. What you'll need is a T9 security nub, or screw, if you want to call it, multi-purpose screwdriver. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna have to unscrew this part. You can use, if you don't have a T9 screwdriver, you can use like a iPhone flathead screwdriver, and they will easily remove them as well, as long as you find the proper size. But just keep in mind that do damage the thing over the more times you do it. Now, the next thing we need to do is we're gonna have to put this one to the side, because we're gonna need this one as well, and we are going to have to use this one back again, because on the back of the PS4 there are going to be two different screws. If you have a security sticker, there may be two stickers right here, one right here, one right here. You may need to like have a faster screwdriver to remove those, and you're going to have to unscrew these. These are most likely be just regular screwdrivers, so I'm not 100% sure. When I disassembled, I actually kind of lost the original screwdrivers to this. So, and I'm pretty sure they're like cross head screwdrivers, so they're like shouldn't be a big problem. This one is just. This one is just not doesn't want to come. This one doesn't want to cooperate. All right. Oh, I don't want to break. I don't want to. I have to actually lift this out of it. There we go. Sometimes, depending if you took this prank multiple times, it happens. So once you get these screws out, that's all you need to do. What you need to do in order to remove this platform is that you're going to have to go to the. My bad. Don't go to the back, because the back will just give you more problems. You're going to have to remove it from the front. Up on the facelift right here, you're going to have to pull back and lift upwards. And then you're going to push all the way, you're going to push this back. It's going to remove this little faceplate right here. Actually, this one's actually a brand new faceplate. I actually recently replaced these. I had to replace the bottom one of the shell casing because it has glue on it, because I'm an old mod project. We're going to put this to the side. And you have access to the top of the PS4. However, we're not done yet. We're going to access the bottom of the PS4, because that's where I'm going to have to do my soldering at. I'm not going to completely disassemble this. I don't know if I'm going to completely disassemble this PS4. I'm just showing you how to do it, mostly disassemble it. If you're having trouble how to take out the case off. But if I have to, I will. But at this moment, I'm not going to. This video is just a short video on how to disassemble this. Hopefully it is, and because I have to do soldering. Another video, another day. If you guys want me to do a full teardown, I'll do a teardown at some point. But this video, I think that what I want to do specifically, I just want to do is just do this mod and how to disassemble the case. So for this one, you can't just remove it from the front because the clamps are in the front. So you have to remove it from the back. There are some clamps on the front. You can pretty much do the same thing. But for me, when I do this project, is I will take this nub, put it over here. I will have to get the biggest flathead screwdriver I can get. Flat nub I can get. This one is a 3.0. This is the biggest one. And you're going to have to go turn this PS4 on its side or on the bottom. And what you're going to do is you're going to take this nub, hopefully you guys can see it, is you're going to have to slip it into into a crease. Just as you can see here, I have it into a crease. Hopefully you guys can see it. And then you're going to have to push down and pull up. This way is just, you're not damaging any wires, so don't be scared of, of pushing a little pressure, because there's no wires that hang around here. So once you do it on that side, all you have to do is do it on the opposite side, because this requires two sides to be loosened before you do it. Once you do it, all you gotta do is do the same thing on one side. You have to find that peak point where you find most comfortablest with, and I would say do it from the back. Don't do it from the sides. Don't do it from the front. Do it from the back, because all they're lashed on. Once you get them both loosened, all you got to do is just lay it on flat carefully. Then you're gonna have to lift it up and then slide it backwards towards you. If you have it towards you, if you have the opposite side, then you do the same way. Put this case to the side, and you are now in. Oh, I fell. This one. Now you're down on the bottom of the PS4. This is where everything is, where you have to take out first. So if you're going to be taking it out, say you're replacing thermal paste, what you're going to need to do is you're going to have to descrew these two, and in order to remove this, you need to do it very carefully, because if you damage your PS4 prongs, there are two prongs on this side. If you damage them, Doesn't matter whether if it's the power supply is connected directly to the connector, it will not work because that acts as ground. So in order to do that, you just lift this part up, and you take another finger and you try to wiggle it very smoothly out. If you can't do that, then look on guides online to see how to do that. But for right now, we are just going to modify this bad boy over here. All right, we're gonna take this because I don't need this anymore. Put that over there. So we have access to our Bluetooth antenna. If you guys don't know what this part is, hopefully you guys can see. I'm gonna make sure that, there you go, it's in the camera. This is the Bluetooth and Wi-Fi antenna. This handles pretty much your controller and as well switching for Wi-Fi. What I'm gonna be planning to do is I'm going to probably, I'm going to solder a new point right over here. I'm going to solder a new point, and then I'm going to wire it all around the PS4 as much as I can. So this way I can get a better connectivity no matter where I'm at on the PS4. So this is the hardest part, and to be honest, I'm not a really expert in soldering. I know how to solder, I just don't know, I'm not a very expert, and I don't have all the tools. So if you are new to this and you are scared of it, I would recommend you taking it to someone who knows. Just remember, don't take my soldering skills for granted in this video because I won't always end up perfect. So we're gonna take this, I'm just gonna wrap this. And I'm just going to make sure you don't have your finger close to it because Jesus Christ, this thing is an annoying one. It's very hard when you're trying to do it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sit it right between this bad boy. Just have it, I don't know, I'm gonna have to sit it there, and hopefully it doesn't. So we gotta tug on it to make sure it's in place. Because if it's not in place, well, then we got to do it again. So now I have it soldered in. I'm not very professional, but we're just gonna go loop-de-loop in here. I'm just gonna use this one as my stems. Right here. Let's see what I'm gonna do. Let's see what I'm going to do. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna have it sitting, going over here. I'm probably gonna solder it to this little point here. If that makes any sense. So just keep that in mind. Don't follow what I'm doing in this video. The only reason I'm doing this, and I pretty much somewhat know how to do this because I've trying to monitor this PS4 for a very long time. And I'm gonna mount it to ground. So this way, not only that this acts as, but this acts as a huge antenna too. So I've done this before. I've done this with a project a long time ago before, but I've never put it in full force. Here's what I'm gonna do. Since that I don't have anything to clamp it with, hopefully I can find my tape. If not, that's fine. I have no idea where I put my tape. I had duct tape somewhere, and I have no idea where it is, but that's completely fine. You know what? I'm just gonna use this to do it. it works. I know that doesn't seem practical. That's what I'm saying. I'm just a complete idiot. You know, don't follow what I do. That should be enough. I know that wasn't great soldering, but hey, I tried my best. So that should be in place. I'm gonna probably use this as its track. Now, the only downside I think that to this would be is that if I, for example, wanted to disassemble this completely and I wanted to be safe with it, I would have to remove this, put this to the side, and try not to damage it at the same time. I know that there's some people that can do that, and I just don't simply like doing that. We're just going to... I know this is not going to be around the PS4, but it's going to strengthen up the signal. Give me a little major boost since to be honest, it's connected to that, and that's all metallic. So I'm gonna use my S Pen. I know it's not made for this, but you know what? I was gonna use my S Pen, but you know what? I'm just gonna do this. All right, there we go. Now that we have that in place, I wasn't gonna do a fully mod, but I would tell you guys, if you're gonna be planning to disassemble this PS4, this is how you do it. Remove this plate first, remove this first, the second, then you're gonna have to remove this third. Once you do that, you're going to have to flip the console over and work on the other side. I would say you don't have to disconnect this, but disconnect this just in case if you need to. It's not really necessary. And then that's basically it. Once I put this cover back on, because I no longer need to have it on, off. So in order to put this back in, you just have to level it in very carefully. Hopefully the screw didn't come out. Okay, the screw didn't come out. That's good. That's good, but sometimes this can be very finicky. So sometimes you gotta find the point of where it goes all in, because sometimes it's being an asshole. And it's probably because of the switch. So I don't. There we go. All right. So I have that now in place, so I don't have to worry about that. So if you're going to be disassembling this, my piece of advice is that make sure you're not connected to the power. Make sure you're in a wide open area. Make sure there's no, make sure you have something to put your screws in, and if you have to, take a picture of everything before you disassemble, so you know where the screws go, etc., etc. You're gonna have to remove this first on this side, then remove this faceplate right here. Just make sure that you be careful to disconnect any kind of connections. Like there's a connection right here that shows up. This is for the goes on the opposite side. There is a fan right here, but you don't have to do it until you flip it over. You can actually disconnect it right now. Actually, you should, but you have to remove this one. Just remember, when you remove this, there's like this little piece of thing that might fall out. So be careful of that. It's hanging right between where this hole is. So make sure when you disassemble this, make sure you put that in a safe place, because you're gonna need it in order to use that as a screw hole. And that's pretty much it. There is under here is a plate where you have to unscrew. You can see the shape of it. There's 2 screws right here, and then there's like a little plate right here. There's another plate that you have to put under it so it doesn't the metal doesn't touch the sheet back to the CPU. And then when you want to take out the board, you have to lift it from this side out because the ports, you don't want to lift that one of the way out. But that's pretty much it. I will do a teardown video in the future. If you guys want to see a full teardown video in the future for this kind of PS4, let me know in the comment section below, or leaving a like on this video and tell me your thoughts. Does this help you disassemble in some form or fashion in your PS4? This isn't a full teardown video. I just wanted to simply show you how to remove the case and shelling. So if you are needed, I know that I also showed how to solder something like that, so you can use that for your own reference. But beyond that, I'm not going to do a full teardown in this video. If you guys want to see a full teardown video, I'll make one in a future video. But this one was only strictly because I needed to mod it in a certain way. And as well too is because a friend needed my help. So hopefully this helps him and get access into his PS4. Just remember that as long as you guys do everything right and you do everything correctly, you won't have any issues. Make sure you put the hard drive back in. I'm going to put the hard drive back in because I don't really need it. I need to put it back in. And then we're going to put the screwdriver back in. And yeah. But beyond that, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I really enjoyed making this video because it actually killed a lot of time. And time is something I want to kill really fast. So just make sure you put all the screws back in. If you miss a screw and you don't see a screw, make sure you check around your surroundings because sometimes they can fall off onto the floor. I've had that happen plenty of times, and you can probably see there are some screws are actually missing. They're not completely everywhere, and that was because of my fault. But they won't damage anything. They won't, you know. So in order to put this back on, you need to place it like this, snap it in like that, and then put the last screw in, and boom, you're done. I mean, you're not done yet, because you gotta put the back screws back in, but I'm gonna end the video right now. I can pretty much do the rest off camera. It's pretty much just simply just repeat of whatever you did when you just assembled the console. So I'm gonna end the video here, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, I would love it and appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button and like this video if you're brand new to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.